I had it, time to go.
Hi, I'm Madam Pamita, and this is Madam Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. You can find me online at parlorofwonders.com. Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a speak to me spell. So a speak to me spell, or talk to me spell as it's sometimes called, is used in any situation where you and someone else are not speaking to one another and you want to get that other person opening up their mouth, reaching out to you, and talking to you again. So of course we think of this as being something that maybe you and a lover had an argument and you want to be talking again, but it can be used for any situation. Family members, maybe a friend or a coworker, or any place where you want to smooth over the conversation, open up that conversation between the two of you. So what we're going to need for this spell is a blue lips candle. And blue is the color of healing. It's the color of calming energy. So if there was an angry argument or something really hot that is separating the two of you or making you not talk, that blue color is very, very soothing, very calming, very healing for that rift between the two of you. You're also going to need some kind of oil. Now, in this situation, we're going to be using reconciliation oil, but you could also be using talk to me oil, speak to me oil, or any of the oils that are specifically addressing the lack of communication or the rift in the communication. Now, the key ingredient for this spell is deer's tongue. Deer's tongue is an herb that we use for opening up communication and making that communication the best it can possibly be. Now, I love to teach you how to do these spells, and one of the things I want to teach you when I teach you these things is that you don't have to follow the recipe perfectly, step by step, every single herb. You can adapt these recipes for your particular needs. So in our situation, I'm going to be giving a kind of a general healing of that communication block, but you could adapt this in ways, and if you watch some of my other spell videos, you'll see herbs that I use, let's say, for more love or more romantic kind of energy. But this isn't going to be necessarily a romantic one. This is one that I'm going to give you that you can use on friends, coworkers, family members, whoever. But of course you can use it on lovers as well. Same with that reconciliation oil. I know it shows a lover, a couple of lovers on the cover, but it doesn't mean that you have to use it with lovers. You can use it with friends, you can use it with family, you can use it with other people with whom you need to reconcile. So your key ingredients for this spell are a blue candle, a blue lips candle, a reconciliation or talk to me or speak to me oil, and deer's tongue. From that point on, you can adapt it and to your particular situation. But for our general reconciliation and talking, communication, and opening up, we're going to use marjoram for opening up a kind of a loving energy, a more heart connection there. Borage for making it be peaceful. Cornflower for calming the angry feelings, and lavender for bringing back the loving feelings or the affectionate feelings that the two of you once had for one another. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to first write on that candle, so-and-so speak to me. So-and-so loves me again. So-and-so wants to talk to me. Whatever you want to write there. So I'm going to pretend I'm having an argument with my friend Mary. So Mary and I speak again. Or I could put Mary speaks to me. Or I could say open up communication between me and Mary. Anything you want along those lines. Okay. So I wrote Mary and I speak again. Super simple, straight to the point, but you can do any of those words. Okay, now I'm going to dress that with reconciliation oil. By the way, I do have a friend, Mary, but she and I are speaking. So this is my imaginary friend who I'm having an argument with. So we apply that oil in an upward motion. We want to bring in that healing. We want her to speak to us again. So we're going to put that in an upward motion on that candle from the base of the candle toward the wick, right? Apply it in that way. Now, this is something you need to know in any kind of spell work when you're using candle and you're using herbs. When you're putting an herb on a candle, you want to choose one of your fluffier, lighter herbs. So deer's tongue is a nice herb for that. It's just a leaf. It's not an actual deer's tongue. Sometimes people think, oh my gosh, she's ripping the tongues out of deers. No, it's just an herb called deer's tongue. And it's a light, fluffy herb. So we can sprinkle that on top of our candle and it will stick. If you get too woody or too heavy or too seedy with the herbs, then they won't stick to the oil. The weight of the herb will just knock it right down. All right, we can still use the bits that fall down. We can use that in our center there. So now we're going to encircle that candle with the rest of our herbs. So here's some marjoram. Here's some borage. I always like to save the flowers and the prettier herbs for the top layer. So we'll sprinkle some of that lavender around. It's a nice, pretty color. And lastly, we'll sprinkle those pretty blue cornflowers on the top. Look how pretty that is. Looks gorgeous. Now, of course, you could put some support candles around this if there was a particular issue, like this was a love spell for a romantic situation. You could put some pink support candles around, dress them with some kind of love oil, and you could do that. Or you could put some white candles with some cleansing kind of oil, van oil, or uncrossing oil, or Hindu grass oil to clean up the situation. You know, there's lots of options you can do, but we're just going to do a straight ahead candle spell here with all our beautiful herbs and our direct and to the point message here, our intention. Once you've dressed and blessed your candle, you're ready to light that candle with your intention. I always like to speak my intention or my prayer as I'm lighting the candle. So, may Mary reach out to me, call me, and may the communication with us be sweet and loving as it once was. May our friendship be back into a very loving place, and may we never argue again. See how nice that? You can use your own words, but that's a nice intention there for getting that communication back going. So there you have it, a beautiful candle for getting someone to speak to you. Very simple, very straightforward. You are going to burn that candle, of course, while you're awake and you're at home. If you go to sleep or you leave the house, you're going to snuff that candle out. Don't blow it out, and then relight it with your intention again once you get back or once you wake up. Thank you so much for joining me on this great magical adventure here that we call Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. I am Madame Pamita. You can always find me online at parlorofwonders.com. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.